I recently talked about how Tana Mongeau and James Charles rekindled at Coachella and took a photo together. And Tana was kind of getting some backlash over it because people just thought that she was never really going to be friendly with him again after all the things that she said about him. Now, in my video, I said I wasn't really surprised to see her change her mind about him because she has done this with several other people like Bella Thorne, Shane Dawson, and some exes. The list goes on. But now Tana's talking on her new episode of Cancelled about how she's a little bit annoyed that people want to make it a whole thing that she's friendly with James Charles again. And I'll say this before we get into it, but of course people can change their minds about people. And if you feel one way about someone, it's totally normal to change your mind, and people can make up, break up, get back together, be friends again. It happens literally every day for people. But it's just a little surprising, I think, for people to see that after the things Tana specifically said about James with her full chest, she would want to entertain the idea of even being on good terms with him again. Like, she really went on a whole podcast tour at one point, just going off on James for a little while there. And I'm just surprised that he would even want to be on civil terms with her after hearing the things that she said about him. I'm surprised he was even willing to have a conversation with her, because if I was him, I would be scared after the things that she was saying about him. So on her recent podcast, she vented about the fact that people have been making it a huge thing that she took a picture with him at Coachella and they're on good terms now, and she wanted to say why she felt annoyed by it.
Obviously now James and I are like, we're civil, we're chill. And I talked about that on a podcast, or I said something, and then one of the T-Spill pages on YouTube made this whole video. And it sucks, those T-Spill videos, the way they work is it's like whatever they say in the video, all the comments are gonna like identically match,
align,
specifically those. So it's just all these comments like, a friend to all is a friend to none, a friend to this. As I'm like, very much I ride for my friends and I hate the people who wrong them. So it just like annoyed me that was kind of what people took away from that. When in reality, all I was ever saying is like, I spent a lot of time really harboring a lot of hatred for this person and being so angry about our falling out and being so angry about who I felt like this person was at the time that I walked out of their life.
She goes on to say that they got on good terms after constantly seeing each other out, and since they have similar friends, James wanted to have a conversation with her, and she then agreed to be civil with him.
We see each other
and have a lot of the same friends.
And James is like, has become in the past like 6 months to a year, like pretty close with like the people that I'm close with. Mm-hmm. And so it started to kind of be like, oh my God, Amari, what are you doing today? I'm going to James's. Oh my God,
yeah,
Alexis,
it's like divorced parents kind of thing.
Can you glam me? Oh, I'm gonna go paint James's painting. Like nothing in specifics, but our started like running very similarly to where I would see him all the time. Or like Paris Hilton, she loves me, she also loves James. So eventually we were at a Paris thing and he like pulled me aside and we had this whole convo. Mm-hmm. And like, we're cool now. And I hate that people take that and like run with it so crazy. It's just like, sometimes it's nice to be civil with someone that you once like harbored so much hatred for.
I did kind of see this maybe possibly coming to be a thing, because for Christmas, James threw this huge party at his house, and literally every single one of Tana's friends was at this party, including Brooke. So I just felt like maybe one day down the line, Tana would change her mind like she has with other friends. But she had just talked so strongly about not liking him and not liking him for things that he was alleged for. So I wasn't really sure.
And we were
Grooming
like, we
them.
were friends.
Like, yo, like
No,
when
I
you're
know.
18.
I was trying to take
Didn't he get
literally,
called out for like a million times, and he's like he just continues to do it over
and
and
he's
over?
still just, it's like such an abuse of power, which I think is such a thing. Like, if you're like
James
using
Charles?
your power
Yeah, I
dynamic
didn't
to
know
like
this.
your young fans and like manipulate people.
Weird.
And it's weird. We were just friends for so long, and he like would hide so much like that from me and just do so much that, in my opinion, don't want to get sued, that in my opinion wasn't ethical or right. And you know, if I'm someone who's saying like, what you're doing is morally wrong,
It's
you gotta be
wrong.
doing some wrong.
It's gotta
So was it younger boys who like actually like outed him, or was it like
yes, a lot of them.
a
bro.
lot of them.
really?
Like 14-year-old.
And so why is he still like out and about? Like what?
No, it's crazy.
What's going on? Is
the
he
other
gonna go
night
to
I was
jail?
like walking into a party and he was outside, couldn't get in. Super fun for me.
Oh,
Loved that.
wow.
But eventually he got in and I was just like, oh my, like, how are you? Yeah. it's shocking to me to see someone like it still like.
I mean, that's the thing though. There's a difference
course.
between like immoral and like, you know, maybe like a questionable judgment and like something that's straight up illegal. You feel me? And like fucking,
But it seems
Yeah.
like
you can't
like a reoccurring theme.
solicit
here, you know?
nudes from
Honestly,
underage
break
kids.
other
dog.
laws, like rob a bank. I'll look away.
Oh yeah,
But honestly, in all of this, as much as Tana has talked bad about James and said that she didn't like him because of all the things that have come out about him, it really just sounds like the only reason she was ever talking bad about him and talking about the allegations against him was because she had personal beef with him, and that's it. Not that she ever really cared about what was coming out about him.
I don't like the concept of like you have to stick to one thing that you've said for like the rest of your life. Like you did feel that way in the moment, and that was like a very real falling out that you guys had and stuff, but that's not to say that like you can't eventually be like civil with one another. I don't think that that's right.
Yeah.
Especially like when it does affect the people around you. You guys share so many of the same friends.
And I think I was so angry for so long, and I also like very much only saw one side. I never gave James a chance to, I guess, humanize himself or learn more details or whatever. I still don't know the whole situation. I'm not going to be the person to like whatever, but I can say like at least when I see him now, the few words that we say or the things I hear from my friends, I do think he's grown a lot as a human being from the person I once ended my friendship with and hated so much. I think I have as well. Like just time has gone on. I think it's just being like cool with someone is a good thing. I feel too like old for all of that and feel like we are too old. And obviously even when I saw him at Coachella, it was like, oh my God, we're matching. Haha, funny. Let's take a photo. Fuck this. Like it was like a decent conversation, you know, like he can, when you see someone in such a small percentile like that, like it can just be like funny, haha, goodbye.
Tana just seems to be upset that people are shocked that she changed her mind. And although her and Brooke are trying to say that it's normal for people to change their mind, like it is, but with the way that Tana's just talked about him, it was that much more shocking that they were even reconnecting in the first place. And people even tried to explain in the comment section what they really meant by they were upset by seeing her with James and all that. People said things like, Tana, you are quite literally mother, but the fact you only care about James being a predator when you have beef is effed up. When the beef is smashed, that just goes out the window. Like, seriously, be for real. Babes, the reason people are mad at you with the James thing is because you made it out like you hated his guts for what he did allegedly. It just looks like you only called him out for that behavior because you love to see someone you hate fall from grace instead of being like, wow, this dude did some messed up stuff. I always felt that she only went so hard against him because of personal beef, not gonna lie. She goes on to say that she feels too old to be in any friendship drama like this, which is why they just took a picture together at Coachella because it was a funny little thing. It wasn't supposed to be anything super serious. But she did say that if this had happened 2 years ago where they were matching at Coachella, she would have needed to change or something because she did not like him and it would have been a whole big thing.
Fully head to toe matching with James Charles. 2 years ago too, I would have been so pissed. Like so pissed. Like go walk in the
you would have
corner
had to go home
and face the I would have like traded outfits with someone probably. Like I would have been but what are the odds? Like I'm not matching anyone else, and I'm just
It's hilarious.
and my whole Twitter too, all my Instagram tagged like
the
TikTok.
first thing I noticed, I saw your thing the second he posted, I go, there's no way they're wearing the same outfit. It's hilarious.
And it's just like the odds of it all as well. Like I almost wore that day 3, you know, like just same time, same everything.
So it's interesting to hear Tana talk about being mad. People are calling her out for being friendly with James now. A lot of people just clearly thought the allegations against him were the only reason she didn't really like him or want to continue being friends with him and was going around not supporting him and talking about him and the allegations because of the allegations, but it clearly wasn't just that. I think it gave her more of a reason to not be friends with him and talk about him publicly and get support from that, but it wasn't the main reason why she wasn't friends with him, which is why she's able to push it to the side and be friendly. So people are now just like, okay, I guess it clearly wasn't as deep as you made it seem, everything that came out about him. At least that's how it's coming across now that they're on good terms. But that is what Tana had to say. I certainly want to know what you guys think about Tana coming out and saying that she's upset, that people are surprised that she is on good terms with James. Given everything that she said in the past and how strongly she felt, are you guys surprised to see this and her attitude towards people talking about it? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I love you guys so much, and I will talk to you in the next video. Bye, guys.